Okay, so hello grade 10. So today, on this virtual discussion, I will discuss to you about the kinds of meat and poultry for processing. So meaning this lesson has something to do with the parts of a meat and market forms of the meat and market forms of poultry. So let's start. So meat is used to describe animal parts that are eaten as food. So we are all aware that most of the people, syempre excluding yung mga vegetarian, mostly sa mga tao ay kumakain ng meat or mga karne. Okay? So again, meat, so it is used to describe animal parts that are eaten as food. So most of the time, meat is the major ingredient of our food. For example, adobo, mechado, menudo, nilaga. Okay, so those examples of food recipes, so they are using animal parts, particularly yung mga meat nila, as the main ingredient. Okay, kasi iba talaga lasa kapag karne ng hayop. Okay, so offal, when we say offal, so it has something to do with the internal organs of a butchered animal, yung kinatay. When we say butchered, kinatay. Okay? So, inside the meat, we have the muscle fibers connected with tissues and fat. So, this is the fat. Yan, yung mga puti-puti na yan. Okay? So, this one, yung mga mas maliliit na parang maliliit yung connections niya, that is the intramuscular fat. Okay? So, most of the time, kapag nakakita kayo ng karne, yung raw meat, ayan, pag binili sa palengke, may makikita kayo mga puti-puti. So, that is the intermuscular fat and intramuscular fat. Yan, yung mga maliliit-liit na yan. So, that is the intramuscular fat. Okay? So, ang meat ay kilala sa or meat is very known as a good provider of protein. So, ano ba ang protein? So, protein is a body building uh, so protein is a body building. Okay, so ano ba ang protein? So ang protein okay, so ang meat ay kilala sa or ang meat ay kilala as a good provider or a good source of protein. So ano ba ang protein? So protein builds body muscle. So that is why yung mga nagji-gym talaga, some of them are taking food supplements na mayroong protein or food supplements of protein. Okay? Meron nga 'di ba nagda-diet lang, ang kinakain lang nila mostly yung mga talaga mga tender meats. Because meat consists of 15 to 20% of protein. So please do remember that. 15 to 20% of protein. So 15 to 70% is water. That is why kapag yung parang nape-press nyo sila, ayan, so is may mga lumalabas-labas na mga sabor. Okay? Ayan, so pag pre-press nyo yung mga fresh meat tapos na ihaw sila. Okay? Ayan, so kung mapapansin nyo din sa karne, medyo parang makintab-kintab siya. Merong mga water content pa yan. Okay, so because 50 to 70% is water. So, aside from protein, meat is also a good source of vitamin B and trace amount of water. Okay, so ano-ano ba yung vitamin B and trace amount of water? So, there is also a discussion about the nutrients na nakukuha natin sa iba't ibang klase ng pagkain. So, mas mabibigyan ng emphasis yan, yung vitamin B and trace amount, okay, of water. Okay, vitamin B. Okay, and also, pag kinatay na yung mga animals, like for example, baboy, baka, okay, and manok, So, must be inspected by an authorized inspector or veterinarian and be declared fit for humans consumption. That is why sometimes nakakita kayo ng markings. Minsan may mabibili kayo na merong markings na kulay blue o kaya black sa katawan ng baboy or sa balat. So, ibig sabihin nun, good for human consumption. Kasi merong mga double dead na tinatawag wherein namatay sa sakit o kaya namatay sa pero dahil nangihinayang yung nag-alaga or yung may-ari ng hayop is kinatay at binenta pa rin nila. So, that is the double dead. So, which is masama yun para sa human consumption. So, okay? Pwede maging poison yun. Okay? Pwede sumakit yung tiyan nyo or magkasakit kayo pag nakakain kayo ng ganun. Okay? So, there are classification of meat. So, when we say pork, so pork is the meat of the pig. Okay? Pork ang tawag doon. We have the calves or young cattle. Ang tawag naman sa kanyang karne is veal. Okay? Yung adult cow naman, ang tawag sa kanyang meat is beef. Okay? Again, sa adult cow is beef. Okay? Sa mga deer naman, or usa, so, we have the venison. So, ang tawag sa karne ng deer ay venison. Okay? We have the carabao. So, if the adult cow is beef, sa carabao naman, cara beef. Okay? So, cara beef. Kasi halos magkaparehas lang din kasi sila eh. Okay? Next, we have the goat or yung mga kambing. So, ang tawag sa karne ng goat is chevon. Okay? Chevon. Next, we have the young sheep. So, ito medyo mahal-mahal lang karne ito. So, ang tawag sa kanyang karne ay lamb. Next, we have the adult sheep. We have the mutton. Yan. Mas tender yung ano niyan, yung karne kasi mas bata yan. Okay? Adult sheep. Okay, so we have the adult sheep. So, ang kanyang karne ay mutton. Okay, so this is an example. So, sa mga hindi pa nakakita kung anong baboy, so this is the pig. The veal for young cattle, yung mga batang baka. Yan. Mas tender ang kanilang mga karne. We have the adult cow. Yan. So, venison or deer or yung usa. We have the cara beef for the carabao. We have the chevon for the goat. We have the young sheep. Ayan, yung mga maliliit na tupa. And we have the lamb. Ayan, yung lamb yung karne nila. Next, we have the mutton or the adult sheep. Next, let us proceed in the market forms of meat. So, paano ba sila binibenta? Ano-ano yung mga forms or market nila pag ibinenta? We have that so-called fresh meat, chilled meat, frozen meat, cured or processed meat. Okay? And we have also the characteristics of the different types of meat. Ulit. Okay, so there is also the so-called market forms of meat. So we have the first one, we have the fresh meat. So fresh meat, so ito yung fresh talaga as in pagkakatay, inilapag doon sa pwesto, sa palengke, or saan man, basta fresh meat, ibig sabihin, wala pang ginagalaw sa kanya. Directly from slaughterhouse. Yan. So, minsan nakakita kayo sa palengke, mga buo pa yung karne, di ba? Yung buo pa yung halos yung baboy, tas unti-unti pa lang nilang kinakat. Pag sumama kayo sa palengke ng mas maaga, makakakita kayo ng mga buo-buo pang baboy or baka. Doon na lang nila pinaghihiwa-hiwalay yun. Okay, so that is the fresh meat. Next, you have the chilled meat. So, yung raw na yun, so yung raw kasi, ito, yung mga raw, yan, directly talaga yan. So, kailangan maubos yan, or kapag hindi, itatago nila sa ref, and then, or sa freezer nila, or sa mga styro box na punong-puno ng yelo. Ngayon, sa mga malls naman or supermarkets, kaya chill lang. So, kailangan lang ng below room temperature para ma-maintain lang yung freshness nila. Pero hindi na sila fresh meat. Kasi kumbaga, palagay natin mga ilang days na rin silang nandyan. Next, edit yun, edit. Yung may ubo. Edit. Next, we have the frozen meat. Ayan, dyan yan yung frozen meat. So, from the word itself, frozen meat. So, ginagamit yan kapag mas pang matagalan pa. Yung hindi mo siya mabibenta kagad. Yan. So, mostly sa mga supermarket, sa hypermarket, mga frozen meat ang binibenta nila dyan. Kasi, bultuhan sila kung kumuha para hindi sila basta-basta nauubusan ng supply. And also, we have the cured or processed meat. Okay? So, from the word itself, so this is processed. Yan, medyo mas iba na lasa niya kasi talagang processed na siya. Kinure siya. Kumbaga parang yung mga nilagay sa kanyang seasonings and yung pagkukure sa kanya. Okay. Next, we have the characteristics of the different types of meat. We have the tender cuts, less tender cuts, and tough cuts. So, tender cut. So, what is tender meat? So, fundamentally, tender meats come from an animal's weaker muscles or any relatively low activity muscles that have fine textured muscle fibers with relatively weak collagen. Okay, so yung tender cuts daw, mas malambot yan, mas masasarap kasi yan yung mga hindi masyado nagagamit na parte ng katawan ng isang hayop. Okay, so mas tender yun. Okay, so collagen is an abundant connective tissue protein and is a contributing factor to variation in meat tenderness and texture. It is found in 3 specific regions in muscle and in various forms and types. Okay? So, collagen is an abundant connective tissue. Okay, so nandito lang yan. So, although yung fat yung nandito, so yung mga maliliit na yan, sa mas maliliit na parts dito sa spaces ng mga muscles. Okay? Muscle fibers. Yan. So, this is the muscle fibers. Yan. Connective tissue. So, nandyan yung protein nila. Okay? So, this is the muscle fibers. Mapapansin nyo naman yun parang pag dinurog-durog nyo yan. May kita kayong hibla-hibla. Okay? So, So, try nyo kumain ng nilagang baboy or baka. Diba? Minsan, sila? Parang mga hibla-hibla kapag pinaghiwa-hiwalay nyo. Okay? So, parang ganun kasi yung connective tissue fibers na yun. Next, we have the less tender cuts. So, kung yung tender cuts is the weak muscle part of an animal, less tender cuts came from the muscle part most used by an animal like hock, chucks, and flanks. So, less tender cuts come from a muscle parts most used by animal like hocks, chucks, and flank. Okay, so ano ba yan? Sabi dito, hocks, chucks, and flank. So, mostly used daw yan. Okay, so ito yung chuck. Yan, gamit na gamit yan yung leeg, diba? Kasi syempre pag kumakain sila. Yung shank para sa paa nila. Okay, so ito yung mga mostly parts. Yung flank, yan. Yan yung mostly na ginagamit daw nung baka. Yan, kaya medyo less tender cuts yan. Next, we have the tough cuts. So, tough cuts necessitate longer cooking like bulalo. Okay, so toughest daw is yung chuck, brisket, flank, and ribs. Okay? So, ito yung mga talagang sobrang gamit na gamit na gamit na gamit na pag pinakuluan talaga is kailangan sobrang tagal mong pakuluan yan dahil sobrang tigas. At pag inano mo na makunat, hindi mo rin may enjoy. Pero pag yan napalambot mo ng gusto, napakasarap niyang kainin, di ba? So shout out dun sa mga sobrang hilig sa bulalo. Next, we have the so-called poultry. So poultry refers to domestic birds such as chicken, duck, goose, turkey, pigeon, squab, and quail. So in poultry, so like in meat, so yung poultry meat naman, nagpo-provide din siya ng protein, vitamin B, iron, phosphorus, fat. So frozen poultry has the same nutritive value as fresh poultry. So tandaan yan. So there are types of chicken and poultry. So broiler or fryer is a young chicken whose meat is tender and soft. So yung skin niya is smooth din. So yung broiler medyo bata pa yan. So rooster is usually 4 to 6 months old, chosen for grilling or roasting. We have the stag. So stag is a male chicken less than 10 months old. Okay, so that is the stag. So male chicken. So sa hen naman, hen is a mature female chicken bred for more than 10 months. So para matawag siyang hen, so the hen must be 10 months old or above. So cock or rooster is a mature male chicken with rough skin and dark meat. So kapag ang stag mas mabata yan. So yung lalaking manok, so cock or rooster, so is a mature male chicken with rough skin and dark meat. So we have the jumbo chicken. So yung jumbo chicken daw, so mostly para matawag sa jumbo chicken, so nagre-range dapat siya ng mga 4 kilo. Okay, 4 kilo or large. So Peking duck, so originated from China. Okay, so yung balut, so yung itlog niya ng itik, ayan, so kinakain pag gabi. So yun, balut yung tawag. So sa mga hindi masyadong familiar. So also like meat or yung mga sa meat or karne ng baka or ng baboy, we also have the market forms of poultry. So live or live poultry should have clear eyes. If chicken is young, its feathers are small and its feet fine. So whole poultry, so ito yung live poultry, yun yung makikita nyo minsan sa kalsada kapag may sasakyan kayo, dinideliver ng buhay. Okay, whole poultry refers to poultry carcass from which feathers have been removed. The head, feet, and innards are intact. So dito yung whole poultry naman, nabalahibuhan lang siya. Pero yung laman loob niya, ulo, paa, nandun pa din. Okay? Live poultry, dinideliver ng buhay. Whole poultry, tinanggalan lang ng balahibo. Dress poultry, yan, ito na usually binibili nyo sa mga supermarket. So, dress poultry is a market form of poultry wherein the carcass or yung kinatay na manok, feathers and innards have been removed. So, dito natanggal na yung laman loob niya, yung balahibo. Okay? Choice cuts of poultry. So, poultry parts are packed in a box or plastic and are usually frozen or chilled. So, dito na kayo mamimili kung anong gusto nyong cut, anong cuts ang gusto nyo. Gusto nyo ng drumstick, chicken wings lang, leeg, breast. Yan. So, kaya choice cuts. Okay? So, ito yung example ng live poultry. Buhay pa siya. Yung buhay pa yung mga manok na i-deliver from the farm. So, this is a whole poultry. Tinanggalan lang ng balahibo. This is the dress poultry. Yan. So, tinanggalan lang ng laman loob yan. Tsaka ng paa, tsaka ng leeg. So, yung choice cuts. So, this is the different cuts of a poultry or ng manok. Kung ano yung pinaka-trip nyo. Kung ano yung prefer nyo. Kung gusto nyo lang ng drumstick, or chicken, breast. So, kayong magbahala. So, choice nyo naman. Okay, so that's all for the meat and poultry cookery. Thank you very much.